U.S. President Donald Trump and his Turkish counterpart, President Recep Erdogan, are under increasing pressure to get an explanation from Saudi Arabia about the disappearance of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who disappeared on October 2nd after entering the Saudi Arabian consulate in Istanbul. Turkish investigators have concluded that Khashoggi is dead. The Saudi government is suspected of either kidnapping or assassinating him for his criticism of the royal dynasty. But Saudi officials deny any involvement in his disappearance. Viewers Zlatica Hoke reports.
Activists gathered outside the Saudi Embassy in Washington on Wednesday, demanding answers about Khashoggi's disappearance and expressing suspicion that he was killed on the order of Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. President Trump said he had spoken with the Saudis about what he called a bad situation.
Well, I have to find out who did it, but people saw him go in, but they didn't see him come out, as they understand it, and we're going to take a very serious look at it. It's a terrible thing.
U.S. lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say if the Saudis are responsible for Khashoggi's disappearance, the Trump administration would have to act.
This hangs over the relationship like a very heavy cloud, and I have been very supportive of Saudi Arabia. They've been a good ally in sharing intelligence, and we're facing common enemies in Iran and radical Sunni Islam.
If Saudi Arabia took a U.S. resident, lured him into a consulate, and killed him, it's time for the United States to rethink our military, political, and economic relationship with Saudi Arabia.
Erdogan is under similar pressure from his supporters and opponents.
I don't think the Saudis understand. This isn't Kuwait, this isn't Jordan, this isn't the UAE where they pull this kind of stunt. This is a country with a very specific history and doesn't like foreign countries coming here and pulling an operation like this.
Turkish media report that a 15-member Saudi squad landed in Turkey last week and killed and dismembered the journalist. Such a brazen act is seen as a challenge to Erdogan's authority. But it could also spell embarrassment for Trump. U.S. Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly spoke to VOA's Turkish service.
In his almost naive embrace of the Saudi system and Saudi leadership, when he was feted with great ceremony and very lavish events on his first overseas trip, which was to Saudi Arabia, I think he may have unwittingly led the Crown Prince to believe that the relationship would be one in which there would be no accountability of Saudi behavior.
Khashoggi has lived in the United States since last year and has been writing for the Washington Post. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.